Hey there, my friends. It's Todd Gross here. How would you like it if you could become a graphics designer on the spot? I'm serious. I couldn't be more excited to introduce you to something that's going to redefine the way that you think about design. It's called Phedra, and believe me, this is not just another AI tool. It's a true creative powerhouse, the secret weapon that's going to elevate your projects and your profits like never before. Now, Phedra takes multiple AI models and combines them. So unlike everything you've seen before, Phedra actually understands your images. That's right, with Phedra, you have precise control to enhance and change your visuals, including the text, opening up every aspect of graphics design. Whether you sell your services as a designer or instantly make mock-ups that you could sell yourself, or use this for website design, logos, social media posts, you name it, this is a moneymaker and a money saver for you. Now imagine being able to do this in a matter of seconds with zero design experience, no complicated software, and no endless hours of tinkering or going back and forth with a graphics designer as you always would. Whether you're a marketer, a content creator, a small business owner, or someone just looking to create stunning visuals, Phedra is built for you. But here's where it gets even better. We're offering you two incredible options today. Option 1, get the Phedra Pro software itself. Perfect if you're confident in your design skills and ready to dive in. Or option 2, go all in with Phedra Ultimate, the All Access Pass, where you'll unlock not just the software, but thousands more design templates to help jumpstart your creativity. It also includes Phedra SE Power, where you can turn your Chrome browser into your design playground, literally, and even unlock access to our upcoming Phedra Canva integration. Yes, use Phedra and Canva's free membership. It's true, you can do that if you get this. This isn't just about creating beautiful designs, it's about unlocking opportunities you never thought possible. Whether you're building your brand, running ad campaigns, or just need scroll-stopping visuals, Phedra has your back. So what are you waiting for? Stick around for the webinar right now to see Phedra in action. Choose your path and get ready to take your designs and your business to the next level. All right, enough from me. Let me show you how Phedra is about to transform the world of design as we know it. Hey everyone, it's Todd Gross. I'm so glad you are here, and thank you so much for all the nice comments you've been leaving in the question answer box. I see, of course, Arnold from Alberta. We have Curtis here. We have actually hundreds and hundreds of people. I'll never get through all this, so I'll go through quick. We have Ken from Dublin, California. We have Nancy from Virginia, and folks are talking to Luann while they've been waiting. Carol from New York City. We have Terry. We have just I mean I can't do it. I just can't get through everybody. I'm going to try my best. Connecticut. We have Raleigh. We have Priscilla in Kingsburg, California. I'm going to scroll down. Fred Ham is back We have Marvin. We have Saginaw, Michigan. That's Stephen. I have to just pick and choose. I'm sorry. Jose from Chicago and Jason. Oh my God. You guys are the best. I just have to say you're the best. And thank you for leaving those nice comments for me and Luann, of course, my business partner. And we have Marilyn from Alabama. Oh my goodness. Alabama gets some coverage during this webinar. Believe it or not, you'll hear why. And Baltimore, Maryland from Latasha. Bridget beaming in from Johannesburg, South Africa. I love that. Cape Coral, Florida. Is Lonnie, Tron in Norway. Ireland in the house. Beverly from Florida. Florida gets good coverage during the webinar too. Ross from Sydney, Australia. I can't get to everybody. I apologize. I'm so sorry, but I want to get started because this is so exciting. This is honestly the best product that I have ever released, hands down. That's my hand down on the desk. It's Phedra. The webinar is not only starting shortly, it is starting right now. It's your golden ticket to becoming an instant graphic designer just like that without any problem at all. And of course, I am presenting it and I am going to give you all the details about it. I am so excited. Imagine becoming your own graphic designer. Here's what we're going to be talking about. First of all, what is Phedra AI? What is this crazy thing that we've been rambling about? And why is so many people so excited about it, including myself if I sent you here or if somebody else sent you here? We're going to do multiple demonstrations. In fact, we have all kinds of short little demos, and some of them are recorded, but most of it I'm going to just jump in there and show you. I'm just going to grab my other screen, drag it on over. It's so easy to use the software. I'm going to be an instant graphic designer right before your very eyes. We'll talk about how to make money with this software, and we'll talk about, importantly, how to save time and money with this software, because that's very key to this as well. And we're going to be talking about how to get your hands on a special ultimate deal and how to make your special ultimate deal unlimited. And we'll be giving away bonuses for those that purchase, and even a bonus for those who just stick around till the end. That's right, just for being here. And if you stick around to the end, we're going to have a contest too. We're going to pick out at least one lucky winner who answers something perhaps from something that happened during the course of the webinar. And, we'll ask a question. A few of you will get the right answer, and we'll just randomly pick from those that got the right answer. And you will be getting actually quite a reimbursement towards your purchase today. So that's what we're about to do. How would you like to become an instant graphics designer? Now, you could use this for yourself. You don't have to sell your services. I know it sounds crazy that you can actually become a paid graphic designer in just hours from now. I mean, literally tomorrow morning, you can become a graphic designer with this software without any problem at all. And you'll see why as we demonstrate it. But of course, for me, in addition to other things that I'll show you that you could do with it, for me, it's important for my video work because I could just now not have to hire a graphic designer to make videos, to make a web page. All the graphic designs will be there. And it's not just images, it's the actual designs. And that's different than other AI images. You'll see all about that. It's really, really exciting. So yeah, it saves time and money. No more spending on outsourcing image design for your projects. That's obviously a big part. But you could also make money with it too, because you'll become so proficient so rapidly and put together such excellent stuff so quickly. You could offer your image design services to others, and you could boost your own business. You can make mock-ups, as I'll talk about, and you could put it on t-shirts, on mugs. Oh my goodness, there's so much that you could do. In fact, let me just start out with a few examples. I'll roll right into some demonstrations, but I want you to make sure that there's no distractions. This is the important part of the webinar coming up, where we show you stuff. So make sure that you're focused. There's no distractions. You're not going off in other tabs and windows or looking at TikTok. This is really important stuff, and it's going to blow your mind. All right? And anytime you have a question, we have a full bounty of people here to answer your questions in the question and answer box. And you could get your questions answered right away that way, or you could wait till later in the webinar. We'll be answering questions towards the end as well in a big way too. All right, so let's get started and show you some examples. Now, this is going to be kind of like a build-up. It's going to be, I was going to use an analogy that I shouldn't because this is an R-rated crowd. No, this is PG. So, but this is a build-up leading to a crescendo because as I show you the images and as this unfolds, it just gets better and better and better. So everything you're about to see just keeps getting better. For instance, first I'm going to show you some examples. Then we're going to do a little bit of demo action, recorded demos. Then I'm going to hit it. I'm going to go right in there and show you what I've been working on, even at 5 minutes to 8 o'clock Eastern time tonight. I just did one as well. So let's start out with just some of the examples that we've been coming up with. The basis of Phedra is that you could grab an image off of anywhere, a stock image site even, one that's on your computer, or you could use templates like we give you. We have loads and loads of templates for you. And plus, because you're getting the ultimate deal, you get even more templates than that, and you could change things. Now, what we're doing is we're combining several different AIs. We don't just have AI as you've come to know it, text to image. It's not like that. The AIs that we have are a combination of large language models and the typical text to image models, and they understand each other. So there's a deep understanding going on so that you can speak, as you'll see, to your image. You'll actually be able to change things. In this one, for instance, we just asked it to change the sign so that it would look, actually we asked to add a cow, and then when it reimagined it, it put the farmer's market sign a little higher so it was able to fit the cow in, and it gave us a very similar image. So the idea is always the same from one image to the next, even though it doesn't give an exact blueprint. Now, this is the starting image, I believe, from one of our templates. But had we gotten that from a stock image site, the same thing would have happened. It would have transformed it enough so that it wouldn't violate any copyright restriction, any copyright things. So you'd be free and clear in that regards. Here's another one right here. It's a pretty basic starting image, but we asked it to put a speeding car in, a road racer in at the bottom, and we asked for a red car and we got a red car. But unlike other AI models, you could actually change text. You could create text as long as you tell it where to put it, and you could change the text. And that's different. We haven't seen that before in AI models. It always got the text wrong, right? Think about it. The text was some sort of garbled, half English, half Egyptian, half Japanese. It's not like that. We have exact text that you could change it to. So if you start with this template that says keep going, you could change it to rise above, another inspirational. This one's really cool. And remember, we're getting better and better with everything we show you here, okay? Here's our starting image on the upper left. Now, on the lower left, now we're starting to see some changes as we are making them. And then on the upper right, there's change number 1. Oh, that's the result number 1 and result number 3. I see. It goes upper left, upper right, lower left, lower right. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. You see how it goes? Left, right, left, right. I was reading it backwards. So then it just, changes. Eventually we ended up with our, a different look because we were asking it to change as we went along. And you'll see when we get into the software what I mean. Here's a perfect example of taking an image such as a mug and asking for an actual image onto the mug. So on the left is our blank mug, and then on the right, we have a cat with namaste underneath it. You could actually do that, create the image, and then put it on a mug, order it from a site. They have sites that sell these things. and then you can actually send that as a gift to somebody as an example of something that you could do. Adorable, just adorable. Imagine the products that you'd be able to design like that. There's a nice close-up of the design that we produced. Here's another mock-up type. All right, this is an actual blank canvas that we have for you, right? Look at the perfectly blank canvas on the handbag. Look what we could put onto it. Forever grateful, you make me smile. You could order that from another company, just like Zazzle, and you can actually get that delivered to somebody as a gift. And that, of course, we're just scraping the ice, just the tip of the iceberg here. All right, so I'm going to run some demos for you. And as I said, after the demos, the best part of this whole presentation will be when I actually get in the software. But the first demo is from Anshu, and then the second demo is going to be from me. And then I'm going to show you a demo of the Chrome extension, which you get because you're getting the Ultimate, which is really the coolest thing in the world. So let me start out. Again, we're ramping up, and here we go. I'm going to just switch it over now. Get ready.
Here I have an image of a beach in the afternoon sun. So I'm going to change the background to sunset and add a beach shack near the palm trees. So once I've typed in the prompt, I'm going to click on create. All right. We have the sunset and we have shacks added here, which were not there before. All right. Not only that, we can also add text prompts in different languages which are not English. So let's try a French prompt. So I've translated uh, add a jet ski on the shore to French. And I'm going to use this prompt here. Okay, a jet ski was added and using a French text prompt. Now let's try the voice prompt. Make the background night and add lights on the shacks. Okay, so I've recorded it and now you can click on play button to listen to the recording. Make the background night and add lights on the shacks. Okay, if you want to redo it, you can just click on delete and re-record your voice prompt and then click on create. Okay, so the background was changed to night and there are lights on the beach shack. Now let's see how the remove background feature works. Let's okay, we have this image and I'm going to try to remove the background. So for that, I'll click on export and then click on remove background. Okay, so the background was removed. Now let's see the precise edit feature. So you have this purple box here. You just have to click on it. Now you would be allowed to select or highlight an area in the image. So I have highlighted this image and I'm going to add a prompt to it. Here we go. A snowmobile was added in front of the cabin.
What you're seeing here is me just transforming an image that originally said San Diego, and now I'm changing it to Jackson Hole. I'm going to add the actual Grand Teton Mountains in the background, which is, of course, near Jackson Hole. Then I'm going to change the sky color to a deeper blue. And then, finally, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually change the color of the flowers to both purple, blue, and red. All right, I'm back, and that was just two really little demos on the inside to show you what this thing could do. But before I show you the Chrome extension demo, I'm going to actually take you on the inside myself right now and show you what I've been working on. Okay. By the way, thank you, Benjamin, for posting that. You just indicated that you are a beta tester and you love, 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 love this app. Thank you for posting that. That was very helpful. All right, so I'm going to make sure you can see this now. And by the way, I apologize for the low audio on that. If you're looking in there now, I'm sure you can see that this is the actual inside. And all you do is you either start with design or you go to my creations. All right, so right here is the design area. And these are the template areas. So basically, you can choose from stickers, t-shirt templates, logos, social media posts, memes, virtual backgrounds, like, behind for a green screen, that sort of thing, cards, posters, book covers, art, mugs, monograms, mock-ups, saw before how important mock-ups are, and mobile wallpaper. Those are the things you could choose from. Let's go to my creations right now, and this is where I'm going to have a blast with you. All right, so I'm actually going to give you a money-making idea first. I wasn't going to do this, but I just produced this at 5 minutes to 8. You see this right here where it says, I survived the New Orleans snowstorm? Well, those of you that are on the deep south, some of you here are from Alabama and Florida, you know that you had a big snowstorm on Tuesday. I mean, really big. For New Orleans, some places had over a foot of snow near New Orleans, and New Orleans itself had like 10 inches. Pensacola had 8 inches of snow in Florida. Alabama, it was crazy what was going on. Mississippi, right on the Gulf Coast, Houston, Texas, had this big snowstorm. So what did I do? Well, here, let's take a look. I can actually go through my work. I could back up with this back arrow right here. And this is what I did. I chose this template that said Winter Wonderland Joy. I said, well, the webinar is coming on. Let me show people how I can take an actual event from the t-shirts. This is from the actual t-shirt template group. All right. I can take an event that actually happened and immediately turn it around so that I can make t-shirts now. I could go to some place like Zazzle and make t-shirts immediately, right? So it said Winter Wonderland Joy. It was even spelled wrong in our template, which is pretty funny, I thought. But the next thing I did from there is I just wrote in the bottom. Now you could speak it or you could write it. You could actually speak it, and you could also use this in landscape mode on your mobile phone. And I did that today. I actually used it in landscape mode in the mobile phone. It worked just fine. I did the audio for that to change things. And all you do for audio is you just type the microphone and you just talk to it. You could tell it the change you want. So in this case, I just wrote, I would like this to say, I said, change the writing to, I survived the New Orleans snowstorm. That's what I wrote. And this is the result I got. I survived the New Orleans snowstorm. Just like that. Is that incredible? I mean, I was able to create on the spot a t-shirt template that can then be sold immediately to all those people that are like banging down the doors right now trying to get the word out that they had a snowstorm down there. I mean, it's just incredible. All right. So that's an example, just one example. But if I go back and we could follow other things that I was doing, I'll go back to my creations. We could go back in time a little bit. Now, that little demo I did with Jackson Hole, that was this one. And just to repeat what I was creating there, I'll go backwards in time. I started with this template that said San Diego with palm trees. So I didn't like that, obviously. I wanted a different look. So I said, let's do Jackson Hole, which is in Wyoming. And if you do Jackson Hole, I asked it to change the wording to Jackson Hole. I just typed it in the bottom. It said, change the wording to Jackson Hole. Then I said, well, change the scene, put the Grand Tetons in there because Jackson Hole's at the base of the Grand Tetons. And this is what I got. Pretty cool, right? Now I remembered, well, the sun is setting and we'd like really a blue sky or maybe a purplish, sky at twilight look. And that's what I got. I got that deep blue sky. But it gave me a bunch of flowers in this, and I didn't like that they were all the same color. So I said, change the flowers to purple, blue, and red. That's what I got. And that's how I left it. Now I could just export it. Or I could do a couple of other things. I can apply a style to it. So on the right-hand side, it said apply style. And I can actually change this. For instance, I can make this into a vintage black and white shot. Or I don't know what'll happen if I press super flat pop, but I could try it. Or I could do retro anime. There's so many different styles here I could try. There's street art, watercolor art. Here, I'll do watercolor art on the bottom left, bottom right, and we'll see if it pops up. It's thinking now. That purple that you see right there is the actual software doing its thing. And there it is. Jackson Hole with the flowers, with the Tetons, with the Great Lake they have over there. Boom. It gave us a different style. Isn't that the coolest thing? All right, let's go back to my creations and trace some more of what I was thinking. I took this template here. How did I come up with Dancing with the Stars? Well, I didn't like what it said. It said reaching for the stars, which reminded me of Dancing with the Stars. So all I did is I said change the wording to Dancing with the Stars. And that's how I got that template. Let's trace some more of my work. A logo. I took this off the logo template. This was interesting. It didn't show an eclipse, but it had the word eclipse. You see that? It was giving us a logo, but I wanted a realistic logo with a real eclipse. So all I did in the bottom was I wrote, use, instead of the circle, use an image of a real solar eclipse. That's what I wrote, and that's what I got. I got a real solar eclipse, complete with the diamond ring effect. Now, I just saw the eclipse last year. This is exactly what a solar eclipse looks like, what you're looking at right there. I mean, precisely. So that was great too. All right, let's go back to my creations. See something else I've been working on this week. Oh, this was an interesting one. I was trying to recreate a scene that happened in the fall that was just breathtaking. Luann, you remember this one. Luann actually couldn't believe that this was real. I had such an incredibly beautiful fall. This is near my girlfriend's apartment, and actually I'm saying as if this is near my girlfriend's apartment right here, but I actually saw a scene near my girlfriend's apartment that looked almost identical to this, and I wanted to recreate it. So let's go back to how it was originally. I could step back and I could save at any time. All right. So the original scene was this, but there was no lake. There was a city in the background, but the tree was so familiar from the fall that I had in Massachusetts last fall in October. It was late October. So I went back to my images to check it out. And yeah, I remembered what it looked like and I wanted to see if I could recreate it. So I started writing in the bottom to change some things. I said, put a lake in. Now there was a lake, but there was still a city in the background. So all I did is I wrote, take out the city. Now I have a scene with no city, right? And then at this point, I said, but where are those ducks that I saw that day? So I asked for ducks. And that's how I kept getting a better and better view, similar to what I saw that day. Now, I don't remember what the last change was that I asked for. Let me see if I could tell. Oh, the ducks. Okay, so I had the ducks here, and then the ducks were on the shore all of a sudden after my next change, and I wanted them in the water, so I did it again, got them in the water. And there I had my final scene that was so similar to what I was remembering. So what do you think so far? Is this crazy that you can make these changes? It's not using an AI model, Eduardo. No, it's using many. These are large language models that are reading off of these other models. It's a combination, it's a cocktail of models. We're putting them together. Now, the original photos that you're looking at here that you're asking, Tangela, basically, these are from our templates, but you could grab any photo, as you'll see in my next demonstration. All right, so let me go back because I'm having too much fun here, but I can't stop showing you my creations and the way that I was thinking on these things. All right, they're just too good. All right, let me show you this one. Can I tell them about this? Yeah. All right. She gave me permission to tell you about how I came up with this one. All right. So earlier in the week, I had an incident that happened in my house. My girlfriend was over and she dropped a jar of salsa onto a mug. The mug broke. She actually got a cut from it and it cracked the mug. So as soon as I saw this in the templates, I said, wouldn't it be cool if I could just write something like do not break me on the mug? So that's what I wrote. I wrote in the bottom, I said, write do not break me. And that's exactly what it wrote in the image. And now, of course, we can order this image from online stores as well. We could fulfill that as well. All right, another one. This is a really cool one. I'm going to go take it back to the beginning because those folks that got the snow will be able to appreciate this. All right, so we're going all the way back to the original image from the template. Again, this is from one of our many templates. And I'm looking at this image and it's nice and all, but it's the wrong season. So I wanted to change it to a snow scene. So I wrote in the bottom right here, I said, change this to a snow scene. And this is what I got. Now, we started playing with it and we started to ask for things like remove the rainbow and put snow on the trees and put a deer drinking from the stream. Those are the changes that we made. Okay. So every time we made a change, the deer's in a slightly different position. That's just how this works. And then we changed the sky to more of an evening sunset. And then we changed the sky color to match that evening sunset. Then I wanted to play with the writing. So the way that you do the writing is a couple of different ways. One is to just focus in on an exact area. You could do that up here on the upper right. You can select an area right here, and then you could just draw it in, and then you could just put writing right onto that area if you want. In this case, I said, write on the sky. I was very specific because if you just say write some words on your image, it's not going to do it. You have to say write on the sky or write in a specific spot. I said, wish you were here. It actually spelled it wrong after I said that. Oh, I forgot. We added flying birds and dinosaurs and things too. That's what you're seeing there. So it said, wish you was here. It just got it wrong. So we redid it and it actually did it right the third time. As you can see now, it says, wish you were here. But now it took our flying dinosaurs that we asked for. And instead of having them look like birds, they actually look like flying dinosaurs, which I thought was funny. And then I figured we should just change this and say, welcome to Georgia, since it snowed in Georgia this week. And you can see that as I go along. Welcome to Georgia is what I asked for in the bottom. But now I wanted to see if I could transform this template entirely. How about the snow they got in Florida? I was getting all these images on TikTok from people of snow on the beach. So I said, change this to a beach scene. But first I wrote, welcome to Florida. I said, say welcome to Florida. And it changed the wording to welcome to Florida. It kept everything else the same. But now, of course, it doesn't make any sense. There are 0 mountains in Florida. I guarantee you that the highest elevation in Florida is like 90 feet above sea level. So I said, Pensacola, Florida beach covered in snow is what I want for the background. I just wrote that, and that's the change I got. And I ended up with the same deer in the image, but this time on the snowy beach in Florida. Now it says, welcome to Florida. Again, it's very appropriate for this past week. We now have seagulls. We now have snow on the palm trees, which actually happened. And we have snow on the beach with the snow on the beach eroded by the waves, just like what actually happened this week. Is this the coolest software you've ever seen that you could just do anything with? Or, the most useful software that I've ever sold to you guys, ever offered to you guys, ever played with? Yes, you could upload your own image, Mohammed. Absolutely. And we'll be talking about that as well. Let's go back to the design area. So, see here it says start design from an image. Well, what's really cool is you could upload your own image, or better yet, because you're going to be getting the ultimate deal today, you can actually use the Chrome browser. Now, let me see if I could find my. I'm going to just play with my windows here for a minute. Excuse me while I do this. Okay. I am going to find the Chrome. You know what? I'm going to first show you the actual Chrome extension demo from Onshu, and then I'm going to show you what I've been playing with in the Chrome extension today, because it's going to be very, very revealing as to what you can and cannot do, or should and should not do. Because remember, this is powerful stuff, and we don't want to step on anybody's toes. And yet, almost everything you get is going to be copyright free. So let me first show you the. All right, so you may have to turn your speaker up for this. It may be low again, but here I'm going to show you Anshu's demo first, and then I'm going to go back in there.
Hello everyone. Welcome to the demo of the new Phedra Google Chrome extension. So once you've installed the extension, you would find it here under extensions. So once you click on it, just click on Get Started. All right. And then you can take any image from the internet and try to replicate it by right-clicking on it and scroll down, and you would see this particular option, revisualize this image with the Phedra logo out here. Just click on it and Phedra would start working. Now this is the replica that Phedra created of this particular image that I used. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a text prompt to try to change the image a little bit. So maybe change color of the gown to red. Okay, something like this, and then click on create. See, so the gown's color was changed to red. Now, this not only works with images with people and landscape and all that, it also can create replicas of images with text. Okay, so let me show you an example. So, for example, let's take something, this one, right? Best summer ever. So I'm going to create a replica first. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this image to a neon sign. All right, same text, but a replica was created based on the text prompt that I entered. So this is how Phedra can create replicas of images. Now you can also create short videos, very short videos from the image that you've created using this button here. Then you have an upscale and refine option here. You can upscale the existing image to a higher resolution and quality. And then this button can be used to download the generated image onto your computer. Now, if you want to start from scratch, you can use this button, which would clear everything and would take you back to the beginning. All right. So I hope you like the demo. If you have any questions, do let us know. Thank you.
Yeah, let us know right now, because I am back. So basically, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put my screen back on for just a second, so that I can make the transition here. And then I am going to go in and show you how I've been using the extension. But right before I do that, I also want to show you a couple of more things where we were just a second ago. Let me see if I could find my other window here. Okay, so we were inside here, and I wanted to point just something out, a couple of things out. So in my creations, let's go to our Jackson Hole. I wanted to point out that you can resize your image. And when I say resize, I mean you could resize like you see on the right-hand side as a 9:16. So that's, vertical. Or you could use a square like Instagram. You can use a 1024 by 1024 square, 768 by 1024, or 832 by 1216. You could go to the typical 16:9, 1344 by 768, or you could go a 3:2, which is the really wide sort of the movie cinematic ones. You could do 4:3, 4:3, which is 1024 by 768, which is the old version, snapshots. You have all these different sizes. And then from there, you can also upscale. And when you upscale, of course, then you can make it, even bigger. You can make it instead of, let's say, a 2K image, you could go to, beyond that. It's just, you have all these different image sizes at your fingertips. So even though we're showing you square here, it doesn't have to be square. It can be vertical without any problem at all. All right, now that I got that out of the way, now what I really wanted to get to this whole time, which is the coolest thing, is the extension. And you get this as part of the package. Now let me see if I could find, I did it in here somewhere. Let me see. All right, it's not in this window. It's not in this window. While it looks at first glance like I can't find it, it's no problem because it's so easy to call up. All I do is I do File, New Window. All right, now I'm going to go to a actual stock image site. I'm going to iStock Photo. I'm going to grab this right here, and all I have to do is just click because my extension's been installed. It installed right away. All I have to do is double click on it, and it's a right click for most. It's double click for me on my Mac. And I don't know if you could read this or not, but it says revisualize this image. All I have to do is just click that, and I'm taking an actual copyright image that they want to charge me for, and I am now changing it. All right. I am now changing it, and I am making it into something on the upper right. You could probably see there's a spinning box. I'm changing this to something that will be copyright free because it's reimagining the image. It's not copying the image. So there'll be enough differences in the end so that it won't be an issue. And there is our result. Would you look at that? It evokes the same exact emotions over here on the upper right. Do you see that? It's the same kind of car. It's the same kind of twisty road, the same kind of foliage, but it's a different image. And you could always do that again if you don't like it. Now, you could take any image and do this, and you could also, add writing. You could say, write whatever on the sky or etc. But I wanted to warn you that it does things a little bit too accurately for logos. And I wanted to warn you that if you're using this for logos, if you want good ideas for a logo, you may want to be careful. So for instance, I just I just wrote Starbucks logo in my search, and I got this. And then if I clicked on this, I could revisualize it, and it may give me something too similar for me to use. So I wanted to caution you that this is so powerful that you have to be careful on something like a logo. It may just be a little too close, and you don't want to run into trouble like that. But let's see what it does here, because I did it a couple of times before. I have since somehow lost the window where I did it, so I can't show it to you. But on the upper right, see what it did here is it recreated the logo too close. Now, other times I've run this, it didn't do that. It actually gave me something that was a facsimile of it, but it wasn't exact like that. So, I mean, it just gave me something that was so similar that it wouldn't be usable. I just wanted to caution you about that. But if you go to any stock image site, you won't have any problem at all. It will always change it enough. And you just have all these images at your fingertips that way that get reimagined. You see what it did this time? I don't know if you could get away with that or not, because you still have a mermaid, and assuming that's what she is on the left, Starbucks may have a problem with that. You see that on the upper right? It reimagined the Starbucks logo too close for comfort for me. I would not use that. All right, so that's what I wanted to caution you about, that this software is so powerful, but sometimes it comes out too close on logos. Everything else, though, it's obviously not too close. You go to your design area here, and you could go to logos and work off of our logo templates that are already in there. And you could just change things. For instance, in this one on car wash, car wash tagline. Change wording to Charleston Deli. Let's see what it does since it's a tagline. I don't know how to handle that. So usually it takes about 25 or 30 seconds for it to render. And, some things may take longer than others. But in this case, okay, Charleston Deli. And then we just have to change the tagline, obviously. Change the word tagline to best meats. Now I'm just playing with it. I actually should stop playing with it. I'll be here all day. Charleston Deli best meats.
Todd, can you show the resize?
The resize?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
And yes, everyone, this is live, and Todd's doing this all in real time.
Yeah, so that it didn't take Charleston Auto Care. Well, that was pretty cool. You see, sometimes it deviates and then you just bring it back on track. I love that. Okay, so we're going to show the resize. 9 to 16, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 1 to 1, 16 to 9, 3 to 2, and 4 to 3. I didn't show you my last image on the Florida. So the last thing I did on the Florida image is I applied a style. And that's how it came out like this, black and white. All right. I'm getting off course here because I'm having too much fun playing with it. I got to get myself back on track. So why don't you ask some more questions? Let's take a break for a second. Ask some questions in the question answer box. while I figure out how to get my slideshow back on.
Eduardo, we'll be telling you about cases to make money with this. There's a lot of ways that you can use this to make money, and just open up your imagination. E-covers, logos, all sorts of things that you can do with this.
Yeah, basically you become a graphic designer.
Exactly. Yeah.
Best practices on this. When in doubt, start with a template. All right. So we found that it works best if you start with a template, even though you can certainly use any image that you get off the internet, including images you have right on your hard drive. For instance, I'll show you some more of my creations. If I back up a bit. So you see this? This older man cutting his meat. Let me show you how I started that. Oh, I actually shortcutted. I took this image and then we came out with this one, but I started with an image of my father, but at one point I moved over and I just took it and then I took this off the drive. But that actually started with a picture of my father and then it ended up with this. And it looked very similar to my father actually in terms of his posture, over the meat that he was cutting. That's an example of how you could just grab something off your own hard drive. You can actually grab yourself, a picture of yourself, and it won't come out looking like you, but it will come out looking similar to you. It will be the same sort of age and posture and what you're doing and that sort of thing. I think this is the one. All right, this one looks more like my dad right there. I'm looking for the one where I started with my father. I can't find it. Oh, my New Orleans one. This is one of my favorites. All right, so this is a good example of using a template. So it said eat anytime, enjoy every time. And you see these four people on a summer day having a meal. But it kind of reminded me of what happened in New Orleans this week. So I started playing with it. And again, I'm going to change things specifically, right? So in this case, I said, change that sign to we want snow. I said, well, what if I could put snow in that scene? Why can't I put snow in that scene? And I did. So I said, put snow in the scene. And then I started playing around with it again. It lost the snow. So I said, put the snow back. And then as I did so, I started to ask for heavier snow. And then it changed the wording. So I said, put the wording back. And then it was perfect. I said, now change it to New Orleans, January 21st, 2025. And that was my final scene, is a sign in New Orleans showing the French Quarter and folks eating out in the snow. And this was darn similar to what actually happened out there this week as well. So now let me get back because I'm having too much fun playing with this, and we'll talk about how you can make money from it. First of all, when in doubt, start with a template like I just showed you. Secondly, utilize the focus on an area feature for more customized changes. The focus of an area is this little purple thing. I don't know if you can see it coming close to your screen on the upper part here above the image. This area right here is focus on an area. You just click that and you have this like this, and now it's focusing on this person right there. I could say change that person to a gorilla or a Sasquatch. Sasquatch. And hopefully that's what will happen is it will change that person to a Sasquatch. That's the kind of thing that we're talking about. Did I back out of it? No, it's still doing its thing. Oh, here's all the stuff I was trying to show you before. I survived the new one, the snowstorm. T-shirts. Oh, here's the Zazzle website I wanted to show you. I'll show you more of this later now that I found it. Okay, let me move this over. Ah, before I move it over. I'm losing it. There's the Sasquatch. Do you see it? It's walking away. Okay, having too much fun. Utilize the focus on an area feature for more customized changes. I just showed you that with Sasquatch. Be specific when asking for text. Mention a specific area or create an object to put the text on. Just like we did just now. You could actually you could say put a banner over there or put a sign there, right? And then on that sign, you could then write text. If spelling is in error, rerun the routine. It will likely catch it and fix it after 1 or 2 iterations. You actually saw me run into that during this demo that I just did. Those are the best practices. Now, our partner Paul wanted you to understand the difference in terms of making incremental changes versus making more global changes. So the way that you would do this is, let's say you have an image like this. This is the original design. In this case, what we've done is we actually had a St. Patrick's Day theme here, and we let the panda hold a shamrock instead of the original on the left, where he was holding like just a twig, a bamboo twig. Now we've changed that to a shamrock because we're moving towards a St. Patrick's Day theme. So you could see how you could utilize this as a designer. Design incremental change number 2 is we let the panda also wear a St. Patrick's Day buckled hat. All right. So we went from the shamrock over to the buckled hat. And then we wrote Happy St. Patrick's Day on the right. We added text on the side of the panda. The text says Happy St. Patrick's Day. All right. So that is basically the text prompts that we used in order to get this image perfect. But here's a more global change. The original design here, we changed this bear into a pickle. So we said, turn it into a cute pickle wearing a tennis visor and make it hold a pickleball racket. So we actually didn't make changes as we went along here. We made an overall change and just asked pretty much for a completely new design. And it did that as well. Now, if you were a graphic designer on the spot, somebody could ask you on a place like Fiverr for an image of a pickleball, person playing pickleball. If they thought of that, if they said, hey, could you have a pickle playing pickleball? You could have just done that on the spot, just like that. That's the actual verbiage that we use. Turn it into a cute pickle wearing a tennis visor and make it hold a pickleball racket. So what it's doing is it's taking the original and it's keeping the same idea of it looking at the audience, but it's changed it globally to something entirely different. Now, let me just break for a second before we talk about how to make money with this and some of the key features here. Let me just see some of the questions that you must be brimming with questions as I'm going over this crazy stuff. Sold. Give me the link. I promise won't go much longer. We're wrapping up. I just needed to show you that stuff. Being Irish, you love these. Oh, yes. You could make coloring pages out of this. Yes. Okay. Next, some key features of Phedra. First of all, everything we're going to discuss now you already saw. The AI sees and understands the image you are working on, so you can make those incremental or more global changes. All right. It has unique listening ability in that you could type or speak to Phedra in any language. Any language. All right. And then it will do what you ask. So you don't have to use English necessarily. You could just put something else in if you don't speak English very well. You could be a graphics designer as well. Now, there's a smart cocktail of AI engines going on here that are talking to each other. And that's why I can't give you a definitive answer of what this is using. Oliver, who is the program or the person who is overseeing the programmers behind this, basically has got this down where everybody is interacting or every AI is interacting with the other one so that it understands what you're asking for. Now, you can mark specific spots as you saw to choose exactly which part of the photo you want to change. And you have customizable templates ready at your fingertips. That's all part of the basic package. Now, the current template categories, as I showed you on the inside, include stickers, t-shirts, logos, social media posts, memes, virtual backgrounds, great for green screen backgrounds, cards, posters, book covers, art, mugs, monograms, mock-ups, and mobile wallpapers. That's the current template categories. And you'll see how you're going to be getting more than just the templates that are in there. There's also 31 preset styles for further customization. You saw that when I showed you the Florida palm trees turned black and white. And the 31 preset styles, I have an example of. If you look here, you could see vintage, retro, street, watercolor, comic, black and white, and more. As you look at each one of these log cabins reimagined. Now, the templates are perfect because they can inspire you. As you saw with the pickleball, you could change it very profoundly, but it gives you an idea of where to start instead of just coming out, and grabbing any image. The templates just gives you a little bit of a head start. Now, you guys are asking, well, how can I make money with this? Well, first of all, you could create mock-ups instantly with breaking news. So remember that January 21st, 2025 event that happened in New Orleans. It also happened in Mobile, Alabama. It also happened in Gulfport, Mississippi. It also happened in Houston, Texas. It happened in Tallahassee, Florida. And it happened in Pensacola, Florida, and Panama City, Florida. Every one of those cities, you could now, tonight, I'm serious, tonight, when we get off, you could turn around and make a template for every one of those cities with something like I did. I survived the great snowstorm of 2025 in Pensacola, Florida, in Houston, Texas, in New Orleans, in Lafayette, Louisiana. You could do that for each one of those cities. You could then get out there and get folks to purchase those t-shirts. You could do that tonight. You don't have to wait until tomorrow night. Now, we're a few days late. That happened earlier in the week, and I'm sure other people have thought of this as well, but I haven't seen many of them. And those people down there were playing in that snow like there's no tomorrow and would love to have a t-shirt designed that said something like that. You could put an image on there that's similar to some of the snowmen that they made down there. Or you could have, an image of some of those crazy things they were doing, like they were taking trucks and, pulling boats, people in kayaks. They were pulling them down the street, and they were sledding in kayaks down the hills, and they were taking those boats that normally go in the water with the fans in the back, and they were riding them all over the streets. Imagine if you took an image of that, created one of those boats. I forgot what that kind of fan boat is called, but imagine if you got that image on a t-shirt and you wrote that. Who wouldn't buy that? That's an example. So you could create mock-ups of breaking news things that happen right away, and turn them around. Now, I've seen people make money with that before, all right, when there's an actual event that happens. So there's an eclipse of the moon, for instance, in March. You could do something on that. It's not as exciting as a solar eclipse, but that's just an example. Now, your designs here are going to be top-notch. You saw that. And you could sell your services via Fiverr, Upwork, and others, because people are always looking for, affordable graphic designers. And as you could see, it doesn't take anything to become a graphic designer with this software. In order to do that, I'd play with it first, and see that it has a few minor weaknesses, and I'd see what those are, and you'd get good at it. Once you get good at it after a couple of days, it won't take longer than that, then you could start offering your services online. You could utilize your graphics and memes on social media posts. You could get paid for that too. You know, I get paid for views on TikTok as an example, and it pays a few $1,000s a month. And your social media posts, of course, with your memes, you can actually attract a following like that. You could create collections of images such as, this is a good one, by the way, write this one down. Create a collection of images such as green screen backgrounds. That is, backgrounds that could be used for those people like me that need that for when I do videos, okay? That could be a backdrop for a video, or it could just be actually just images that you use in a video. And you could sell those on sites like Warrior Plus or JVZoo and other platforms, even ClickBank. How do you do that? You'd have to create a lot of them. And because I'll show you how you could get the unlimited option and how you can create a lot of them, but you'd create a lot of them until you thought that you had a great collection. You'd put them all together. Perhaps you would organize them and alphabetize them and have folks purchase the package. And you could have that as a giveaway to build a list. You could, offer resale rights on those. And, you could do a private label rights product out of those. There's all kinds of things that you could do if you created a collection. That's another way you can make money very easily. Before I go any further, what ideas do you have as to what you can do with Phedra to make money? Let me see from you guys what you think you would do. Okay, so Jeffrey is asking about the video. The videos that you make on the Chrome extension are just several seconds long. We're actually getting an even better video, text to video type thing going in there, or image to video. So it's only several seconds long.
Hey Todd, are you there?
Yes.
Hey, can you just click on resize when you go to the in Phedra? We've got Adrian Castro here who's just really trying to see the resize feature. So just
All right. So the resize feature that I know of is in the Chrome extension. Do you want to show me where it is in the
in the app? Just when you go to the app itself and just go in and then resize on the right there.
Yeah. You see, I have the 768 by 1344, but I don't see where you go from
Just select one of them and then it'll start manipulating it.
All righty. Because yeah, that's nice.
Perfect. It works.
And done in real time.
Thanks, Adrian.
We've lost our Sasquatch, though. We have to put him back in. Sorry, I'm a little focused on that Sasquatch. So you were saying that you can make, you dabble in PLR products, ebooks, and courses. Sometimes the graphics need to be changed to make the product your own. Can Phedra do this? Yeah. You could create flyers and other marketing materials, says Delphine. Hi, Delphine. Customize graphics for your book launch. That's a good idea, Nancy. Create my own book covers for my Amazon.com books, says Angelica. All right, those are great suggestions. There's more, but I want to move along because a lot of you are asking for the link. How can you save time and money with Phedra? Well, there's no need for paying for stock image sites, right? You saw that. You instantly can just, in the app, pull in a stock image, or in your Chrome browser, just click on a stock image, and just with a right click, you can change the image. And you're changing the image just enough so that you don't have to worry about violating any rights. So you could just grab it that way. So you don't need stock image sites. You could quickly create graphics to fit your video scripts. Now, of course, that means for your videos, but you start always when you make a video with a script. And as you have the script read out, you put on the script, if you're writing it out with hand, the way you would do it is you would put in brackets, right here, this image goes here, and right here, this image goes there. So the image that you think of that belongs in the script, you can now create because it's in your mind, and your mind is what is driving the software, whatever you think of. All right. And it's not just an image, it's an image with writing. And that's very, very different and important compared to other AI that you've seen before. In fact, you could cook up whole website designs and sell them. But for yourself, you'll save money and time. You don't have to hire a graphic designer, right? We have a graphic designer that works for us. We won't need him as much anymore because we have these graphics that we can just stick in there with writing. The writing is really essential. It was an essential missing piece that, of course, other AI software was not able to, come up to par with. And you could use the voice feature, of course, on mobile to make designs on the go. That's very handy. What ideas do you have now of saving money? Saving money. Give me some ideas that you have come up with. Jacques wrote brochure covers, slide decks. No text prompts, Mark. It's always off an image. I didn't get to the Canva part yet. Yes, it is. You are getting the Canva integration today. That was a great question, Carl. All right, so let's give you the offer breakdown so you hear all about that. So the main Phedra that you're getting is going to be called Ultimate. So you're going to have the Ultimate today, which is going to offer everything that we have all into one package, except for the Unlimited. That's an extra. Now that includes Phedra Pro, which I'll go over in a minute. That's basically everything you've seen today. It also includes the Template Club, which I'll discuss. It includes the Chrome extension, which we call SE Power, and it includes Canva Pro, which is coming in a month. Now, Canva Pro is going to mean that you will be inside Canva and be able to call this up inside Canva as you're doing your designs. Imagine that. All right, that's really powerful. So Phedra Pro, basically the basic version, which you're not buying here because we're giving you the entire package. But the basic version would include, of course, the AI power editing, just as you've seen, the smart vision, which is basically how it works, the type or speak in any language, the specific spot editing, and the 100 generations per month. That's all you'd get would be normally 100 generations per month. In other words, 100 images if you just asked it to do one thing. But you're not getting that because you're getting everything together. You're also getting the Template Club. The Template Club means 20 new starting images for each category each month for 12 months. That's a total of 240 additional starting images or templates per category. All right. So you're going to be loaded after 12 months. 240 times what were there? 15 categories. That's 3,000. 3,000. And of course, you get access to the Phedra extension, which we actually went over. That is where you take the power of Phedra and design directly in the Chrome search engine on the fly, just with one click, the right click. You see an image you want to recreate with Phedra, you simply click it, it changes, you download it without even logging into the app. And Canva Pro, the Canva app for Phedra. The power of Phedra directly in Canva for the ultimate design possibilities. It works with the free Canva version too. You don't have to necessarily have the Pro version of Canva. We call it Canva Pro because that's the name for this upgrade that you're getting. All right, but you don't have to have the Pro version of Canva. This is going to be added as soon as it's available. It's already in the process over at Canva. Everything else that we've asked for from Canva has been approved, and they indicated that they'll be approving this. We expect it to be 20 business days. 20 business days, of course, means approximately 25 or 30 days. So within a month or so, Canva Pro, you will get it. And we also have a separate upgrade that you can get once you jump in, and everybody's going to want to get this. It's very affordably priced, unlimited usage. That's what I was talking about before. Instead of 100, you can actually, believe it or not, after you buy the Ultimate, you can just get this unlimited usage, and it's just valued at priceless. You don't have to worry at all. Just play like I played with it over and over and over again instead of being limited to 100 iterations per month. So, are you ready? Are you ready? Because I know you guys have been banging down the door while I've been lost in thought playing with this darn thing. And yes, you're ready. Angelica says, please. Larry, yes. Timothy, please. All right, remember we have a contest later on for those of you that hang in there. Mohammed says, yes. All right, you guys are really ready. All right, this thing is so affordable, it's unbelievable. Remember, there's two things. I'm going to show you the price for the entire package, but not the unlimited. That's a separate price. I'll go over that right afterwards. So here it is. Get ready to jump in. Ta-da! It's only $137 for the entire package, except for the unlimited option, which I'll show you again in just a moment. All right, so everything you're getting is worth $228. You're saving $91 by getting everything all at once because you're on the webinar. And I'm not kidding around. It's because you're on the webinar either tonight or tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. We have another webinar. It's the only other time that you could possibly get this price. And this is the time to jump in. This is the time for that extremely low price. It's toddsuggests.com/get Phedra. But fair warning, you need the unlimited to make this unlimited. Otherwise, you just get the 100 iterations per month. Or in other words, the maximum that you be able to do is make 100 images. The unlimited upgrade is normally $297. There is a coupon half off. You must use that coupon. Don't forget, half off. That means you get it for $148.50 per year or $47 per month. $148.50 per year or $47 per month to make this unlimited. That just opens up all the doors. That allows you to become a graphics designer. If you just want to play around a little bit with all these features and make 100 or so, 50 to 100 images a month at maximum, then you don't need the unlimited. But I highly recommend it. I think it's too restrictive without getting the unlimited, and that's why I'm saying that everybody here is going to end up picking up the unlimited for $148.50 per year after you use the coupon code half off. You do get some bonuses as well, but don't forget that link. It's toddsuggests.com/get Phedra. toddsuggests.com/get Phedra, spelled Phedra. And those bonuses are pretty nifty. The first is done for you image prompt vault. That's in 72 hours. We're going to deliver that. You know how we showed you some of the images that we put together? We're going to tell you which template we picked it off of and what changes we made to get it. We're going to write those changes down, and you will see a whole list of these so that you have a starting point where you can actually copy some of our work. We have the engagement hub. That's actually the BioLink app, which is going to allow you to have one link that you could use in social media sites. We have the Click Boost. That's the link shortener. That is excellent. Phedra Click Boost. That link shortener allows you to disguise your links and shorten them. We have my TikTok breaking news strategy. Again, I want to see you on social media with some of these creations. If you are on TikTok at all, I was able to get literally, no kidding, tens of thousands of followers in just a few days. And I did that back during the eclipse of the sun last year. I talk all about that and how I immediately turned around the same week and came into the Creator Rewards program on TikTok. And it looks like for now, TikTok's going to be sticking around based on the latest news. Hopefully that's true, because that's where I make money from, extra money from, sort of like a side gig. And that is because I do the breaking news strategy, where something happens, you immediately come in, make a video, and I talk about how to do that and how to join the Creator Rewards program. And the Phedra 30-day content planner as well. You get all those as bonuses. But just backing up, remember, for only $137, you get everything, and to make it unlimited, it's just $148.50 per year, or you could just do $47 per month and try it out. $47 per month. But with the coupon, $148.50 per year is a much better deal. And I highly recommend that you get that extra discount by using the coupon and going for the yearly, because at $47 per month, it will actually be on the order of over $500 per year, as opposed to the $148.50 per year, which is an excellent deal, to say the least. All right, that's where we stand now. I want to tell you that just for being here today, you also get something called Phedra Business Kickstart. And we'll be sending this out to you just from the list of people that came via GoToWebinar, where you unlock the power of Phedra to turn your ideas into a thriving business, from creating high quality content like visuals and text to building an engaged audience and driving sales. You'll learn how to leverage Phedra's AI powered features to accelerate your success. No more guesswork. This guide provides actionable strategies to help you hit the ground running and start generating income with confidence. And that is just for being here today. I'll be doing a contest in a couple of minutes, but first I need to get to questions that you've been asking, a lot of which have been answered in the question and answer box, some of which have been not. Once again, it's toddsuggests.com/get Phedra, toddsuggests.com/get Phedra, and that is where to start with that 137 deal.
Here I have an image of a beach in the afternoon sun. So I'm going to change the background to sunset and add a beach shack near the palm trees. So once I've typed in the prompt, I'm going to click on create. All right, we have the sunset and we have shacks added here, which were not there before. All right, not only that, we can also add text prompts in different languages which are not English. So let's try a French prompt. So I've translated add a jet ski on the shore to French. And I'm going to use this prompt here. Okay, a jet ski was added and using a French text prompt. Now let's try the voice prompt. Make the background night and add lights on the shacks. Okay, so I've recorded it, and now you can click on play button to listen to the recording. Make the background night and add lights on the shacks. Okay, if you want to redo it, you can just click on delete and re-record your voice prompt, and then click on create. Okay, so the background was changed to night, and there are lights on the beach shack. Now let's see how the remove background feature works. Okay, we have this image, and I'm going to try to remove the background. So for that, I'll click on export and then click on remove background. Okay, so the background was removed. Now let's see the precise edit feature. So you have this purple box here. You just have to click on it. Now you would be allowed to select or highlight an area in the image. So I have highlighted this image and I'm going to add a prompt to it. Here we go. A snowmobile was added in front of the cabin.